Hey everyone, sorry about the late start.
Hey everyone. Not sure if
I don't. Anyone out there? There we go. I see a couple people. Yay. Lindsay's here. Kay's here. I think Denise is on. So I think we're good to go. Sorry about that. Facebook had some weird thing going on that we couldn't.
anyone's out there, we're
Whoops,
having
hold on.
technical issues. I think Facebook changed something.
Hold on. There we go. No, I don't need that.
Oh,
I don't need that. I'm on there. Sorry, folks. It's a little crazy. Oh, well, that I need. Well, no, I don't need that. Okay. Whew. You know, just when you have something down pat, they change things on you. Isn't that always the way? So I just wanted to share with you our new homemade masks. Pretty cool, huh? I think that's the wave of our future. How about that? And then let's get a couple things out of the way. My necklace and my earrings, which I'm not normally wearing, but I'm going to give shout outs to people who are out of work trying to make a living during this time. This is my friend Nancy. She is on Facebook at Sparkle and Sass by Nancy. Earrings, necklace, they're lead free and nickel free. $5 for the pair. She goes live 2 to 3 times a week, I think. All different kinds of really pretty jewelry. So I got this from her. Sorry, my coffee was in the way. So every week I'm going to try to give a couple shout outs to people who are trying to make it during this time. All right, let's get started. So, you have your Mod Podge, which some of you I gave kits. Lindsay, yours is in a cup. The others, yours is in a little bottle. Get just a little cup, or if you have a little glass dish, anything like that, you're going to need that with this. So if you want to start collecting some supplies right now. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a pencil, and if you want a piece of cardboard. And what we're going to do with this is just a granola bar box, cereal box, anything will do. Because if you want to cut out shapes for your tissue paper, you know, it makes it just a little bit easier. When I did mine before, I just used just regular notebook paper, you know, like lined paper, to make my template. Made it a little easier to cut the shapes out. And I think that's it. So if everybody's ready, we can get started. So decide what kind of shape you want. Eric, on this one, this is what we're making. I don't think Lindsay, I don't think you saw it. When it's all done, it will light up. Pretty cool. Eric, of course, had gator colors. He chose circles, orange and blue circles. The other one that was on the website, which I can't find, I don't know where that bottle went. That one was little hearts in pastel colors. So anything you want to do, any color, any pattern, whatever you want to do. Today I'm going to make red, white, and blue. Haven't really decided what shape. I was going to try stars, but I think that's going to be hard to cut in tissue paper. So I am just going to stick with hearts. Okay. So on your piece of cardboard, if you can find one, if not, piece of notebook paper, whatever you have. Hey Tom, you can draw yourself whatever shape you want. Again, circles, squares, or if you want to keep it really simple, you could just do geometric triangles, tear them, you know, kind of geometric type looking stuff, however you want to do it. So I'm going to choose a heart. So I'm going to go ahead and trace that on my cardboard and then cut that out. So if you want to follow along, make your shape. It may take you a couple tries. It took me a couple tries. Just do the best you can. Also, if you're on my personal page, you've seen that I'm sharing some recipe and food ideas from my friend Susie. It's I think she's under Susie's Quarantine Meals or something like that. Friend of mine from elementary school who is an awesome chef. She works in the hospitality industry and she's currently out of work, and she's not charging for her site or anything, but if you want to give her a promote and get some likes on her page, that would be awesome too. Okay, you can see. Can you see that? No, you can't. I made it too late there. You can see the heart, kind of, sort of. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that out with my scissors. If you need me to repeat something, just remember, yeah, Kelly, you can do random sizes. Anything you want, really. You just want to keep it small enough that, like, this is probably about 2.5 inches. You know, you want to have enough on here that it makes like a collage. You don't want to make a big single piece. Like if I was going to make something this size, look, that would take up a lot of the bottle. So just keep them about 2 to 2.5 inches around. Yeah. Okay. So get your template going. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, because when you see it on the bottle, it kind of waves a little bit, so the circles aren't exactly circle-ish. So, and if you have questions, that's what I was going to say. If you have questions, post it, but just know that Facebook Live for you is a little bit delayed from where I am. So if you're like, hey, I don't understand that step, just give a code word of what your question is, because I may be a step ahead and not know exactly what your question is. Okay, that's kind of what we've picked up. I'm just in my like home kitchen studio. I have no professional equipment. I'm technologically not very advanced. So if it weren't for Kenny, I don't think I'd be able to do this. So just bear with us. The YouTube videos out there are beautiful on crafting. Yeah, I don't have that equipment. I'm not a professional. So, all right, almost done cutting out my heart. Everyone getting their shapes made. So there's my heart on my granola box. Okay, I'm gonna put that down there. Still need our scissors though. So now you want to take your tissue paper. This is going to be kind of crunchy in your ear, and I apologize, but there's nothing better I can do with tissue paper because it is crunchy. So you kind of want to just fold it up a little bit. Makes it easier to cut, like you see here. I made them into squares, and they're multi-layers. It just makes it easier to cut. You don't have to cut out like, 50 single ones. You can make a couple little squares like this. This probably has, I don't know, 8 layers. So just kind of fold your paper in half. Fold it in half again. Okay, smooth it out. And then we'll fold it one side over. Again, you're making your squares just a little bit bigger than your template. So take your template, you can see this, and I'm just making it a little bit bigger. And this cut doesn't have to be perfect, just give it a good cut across. Now you have a square. Do this again. Give it a cut. They don't have to be perfect. Fold again and cut. There's nothing on Facebook Live that gives me a sound that says somebody's asking a question. So if you see me squinting, I'm trying to read my computer screen way over there. And then the last one you can just kind of fold in half, okay? We're gonna do that with all your tissue paper. Lindsay, yours are already cut for you, so you don't have to do this step. Lucky you. I had some already cut squares for her. Okay, so we're gonna fold it in half. And in half again. The long ways. Okay, using the long fold. Flatten it out. You don't want big crumpled pieces. Okay. Flip it. Fold it over, make sure that your template fits. Mine does, so I'll just start cutting. How's everyone doing? Everyone good? Give me a shout out or something. Hey, Mom. And depending on how many colors you have, you probably don't need as many, but maybe you'll want to replicate this someday. So, you know, like I said, I have a whole bag here of little squares that I've cut. I was getting ready to have a class, like an in-person class, so I had these ready. And coronavirus had a different plan for this, so. But we make it work, don't we? Okay, so now I've got my blue and my red, okay? And I already have some white cut. So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes just to finish if you have multiple colors that you're doing to get yours done. Okay. This is a really easy craft. Instead of a wine bottle, I was thinking it would be really cool if your husband or somebody drinks beer and you have the clear beer bottles. You could also use those when we get back to football season. Good morning, Nancy. I was giving you a plug, Sparkle and Sass, right? Make sure I have it right. I was giving you a plug. I'm trying to plug people every week who are out of work trying to make a living. But you could use a beer bottle if you're a football fan or baseball fan, whatever kind of sports fan. Wouldn't it be cool to make the colors of your favorite sports team? And then you could put that up during the sports season. You could make a wine one and a beer one, a his and hers. Maybe you have rival in your house. You could make a Florida Gator one and a FSU one. So anyway, just some ideas. Or, hey Meg, or if you are decorating your house and you have a certain color, I know Kelly loves the color purple. So I gave her some purple tissue paper with some silver. That would be pretty too. Her house has a lot of purple in it. So just some ideas to throw out there if you want to try to replicate this again. I need the coffee. I have a migraine today, so bear with me. Okay, so does everybody have their tissue paper cut? I think we're, oh, I'm frozen. Is it back, Kelly? Let me know, because you're a little bit behind me. Hey, Meg, we miss you too. Not the same. Everything's changing over there. Not bad, just changing. Kelly, let me know if I'm unfrozen. Yeah, Meg, it's a great idea. It's really easy too. Lindsay's making blue and white to match the curtains I made her. That's awesome. I'm doing it live, Meg, but I'll have a replay on my Get Crafty site. So if you decide you want to do this at a later time after you empty your wine bottle, you know, you can always go back and do it. Okay, I think we're back. Lindsay and Kelly said we're back. So, all right, we've got our tissue paper little squares. So now take your template, put it on your tissue paper, okay, just lay it flat, take your pencil, trace, to get mine to work. And just trace out you only have to do it on the top layer. How awesome is that? Okay. So just trace around. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on camera. Maybe I should do a white one. That'd be a little easier. You're not going to see it on the blue through the camera. So Meg, are you still at the school system? Trying to register Cindy, not letting us log in. You don't need to log in, Denise, through the Get Crafty site to be able to see this. Just have her go to the Get Crafty Party Facebook page and join us live. That's all. We'll worry about the logistics of the other stuff later. This one you didn't have to register for. This one's free. You know, during the virus time, I'm not going to charge people for this. I don't think that's right. So we're going to keep it real easy. Can you use a punch? I'm not sure, Nancy. I don't know on tissue paper if that would work. I don't know if you know. You're a crafty person too. Oh, you're watching together. Okay, yeah, then she doesn't have to log in. Okay, perfect. What was I saying? I don't know if you could use a punch, Nancy. It's really thin. You could certainly try, but this isn't hard. So there's my traced out thing, and we're just going to start cutting. Happy cutting, everybody. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect, because once it hits the bottle, where's my bottle? You'll see how they're a little wonky anyway, and they overlap. So if they aren't exactly perfect, it doesn't matter. That's what I love about crafting. It doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of my stuff isn't exactly perfect, and it's okay. Nature isn't perfect. If you look at the flowers, they're not lined up in perfect little wildflowers. They're not lined up in perfect little rows. So just go with it. Okay, so we'll keep cutting. And we're going to cut out all of these squares. If you want to get fancy and try to cut a couple of these squares at a time, perfectly fine. So there, one cut made, I don't know, six hearts. Put those in a stack. You know what, I'm going to get the garbage can next to me so I can just pop it in there, because I'm working with limited space here. All right. So then just keep marking and cutting, marking and cutting. If anybody has anything they want to talk about, we can certainly do that. At work this week, just to share some things, we were talking about boredom busters and how to connect with people and stuff like that. And my director had mentioned that she was playing cards with her parents over FaceTime, and we found that to be kind of interesting. That, you know, how do you do that with one deck of cards and you're in separate places? But I guess each group has their own deck of cards, and you don't have to ever mingle the cards in this game. She was going to send us the directions, but she never did. But she said it's similar to Rummy, so I'm going to explore that and see, because, you know, Mom and Eric used to play cards a lot. Mom and Kenny's mom used to play cards a lot. And, you know, that'd be nice if they could do it virtually. Or another game I was thinking that would be fun would be Yahtzee, because, you know, everybody could have their own set of dice, and you could play that way. You don't have to actually be in the same space. And it's different than being on the computer. You know, you're seeing somebody face to face, you're able to have a conversation. I think it would be fun. What else did we talk about? Ways to do that. One lady said that her and her friends get together. They do a live, like, Zoom call or FaceTime or whatever they do. I don't know. She was trying to explain it to us. But they pick a theme of the week, and every Saturday they have a theme, just the girls. And they have a cocktail. They make, you know, a cocktail. And one day was pearls, so they all dressed up in fancy schmancy and pearls and stuff. Another day was hat day, so they all made crazy funky hats. They're doing, you know, different themes. So that's kind of cool, virtually with your friends. I haven't had much time. I'm still working, I'm fortunate, and times are crazy. Disability guidelines and different regulations and such regarding like family leave and stuff from the states and the federal government are changing like literally by the hour. So we've been a little crazy, working long hours, but it's okay. It's all good. Got a job. Kenny has a job. So that's why I'm doing these classes for free. We are fortunate. We're trying to support our local small businesses, and if we order food out, we're tipping well. You know, things like that. Got to help each other out. How's everybody doing with their tissue paper? Anyone running into any issues? Let me know. Give me a comment. Circles are much easier to cut out than hearts, right, Lindsay? They're a little more detailed, but again, they don't have to be perfect. We're not going to actually be able to finish this craft today. We are going to have it done, but we won't be able to put the light in it because we won't be able to manipulate it. It'll still be wet. So, you know, at the end I'll tell you how to finish, but it's not a big deal how to finish. All right, I'm moving on to blue, which I thought I already started tracing, but again, I can't see it. So I might have to go get a pen. We'll see. Thanks, Nancy. Appreciate it. Trying to think of some other places to give a shout out to. I know on Facebook there's a craft group. It's called Central Florida Craft Connect. I initially got in that group because when Australia had the wildfires and all the animals were getting burned and their natural habitats were burned, they were asking crafters, you know, mostly like crocheters and knitters, to make little nests. Let me show you what I made. I never got to send it though, but let me show you. Hold on. So they were asking people who knew how to knit and crochet to make little nests because obviously the birds and the little marsupials didn't have nests anymore because they were burned. So they were asking for things like this to be made. So that was pretty cool. So I got connected with them. And then the wildfires kind of took a back seat because the humans needed help. So a lot of the people on there are making masks. For those of you who didn't see my mask earlier, here's my mask. Look, it doesn't stay on me, it stays on the men a lot better. I need to make myself a smaller one. But anyway, this is my mask. So a lot of them are making masks. Some of them are unemployed right now, so they're charging just minimal, you know, to cover their supplies. So if you need a mask, definitely check out Central Florida Craft Connect. I think the limit you can order is 10, and people are working real hard to get masks out. A lot of them are making them for nursing homes and different things like that. I made one for a neighbor who's in the military who, you know, he still has to go to work. So I made one for him. So that's kind of cool. Made them for the grannies, Eric's grannies. And yeah, so it was kind of fun. They're 2-layer cotton, but they have this little pouch in them. Can you see that? And inside I was able to find, believe it or not, I had saved these little flannel scraps from some bibs I made recently for someone. Isn't that cute pattern? They were really cute. But flannel, you can't, it's a thicker material. It's not as porous as the cotton material. So you double it over and then put it in the little pouch. you shove it in through the hole. And it really makes a nice tight seal. I was able to put the wire in for the nose, so if you wear glasses they don't fog up because it's sealed to your face. So that was kind of cool. I was happy with that, and it makes a good mask. So so we're doing good with those. I'm gonna have the sweatshop going later with maybe Eric and Kenny, trying to make those as many as I can. I don't have a whole lot of elastic, that's my issue. So once I run out of elastic, that might be the end of it. But I'm going to try to learn how to make the ones with ties. They may not be pretty, but they'll be functional. Got to do what we got to do, right? Okay, how is everybody doing with their cutouts? Coffee filters, yes, coffee filters are supposed to be good. I read an article this morning because I've been reading all the articles I can on that one page I was just talking about. They have posted a lot of information about the filter material, and the article I read today seemed fairly credible, and it was talking about flannel. So I decided, oh, you know what, I've got flannel, and it seems a little more thick than a coffee filter, but certainly I could put a layer of flannel and a coffee filter if I wanted. My pocket's big enough to hold whatever I need in there. And this way too, it's washable, so I'm not using a coffee filter every day and having to throw it away. The flannel is washable. The other thing I heard was HEPA filters, like either vacuum bags or AC filters like we put in. And I say to use that with caution because some places I'm reading that there's fiberglass in there. So they're saying that not to use it because you can inhale the fiberglass. Other places are saying because you have the cotton between you and that, it doesn't go through. I don't know. I'm not going to take the chance, so I'm just going to use the flannel. Okay. All right, I'm going to do one more blue, and then I'm going to move on to red, and then we will get started with this bottle. Everybody coming along with their... Thanks, Lindsay. I like the mask. I'll show you your dad's in a minute. I made his to match his uniform. I thought that was kind of cool. All right. Let me know, ladies, how you're doing with the cutting out. If you're just joining, let me know. I think we've got our group going here now of everybody who's going to watch. We've got 3 crafters and Mom and Mr. Tom, who I probably should have brought kits to and didn't even think about it until like the last minute. So, and Lindsay was just walking by literally 20 minutes before I started, and I said, hey Lindsay, what are you doing? She said, nothing. I said, good, you're going to do a craft with us. So I was able to get a quick kit together for her. I meant to ask her last night, and seriously, and I got caught up with masks, so sometimes I'm one-brained. My computer keeps having pop-ups, so bear with me here. You're done. Yay, Denise, you are ahead of the game, girl. You're always fast. Every time we have an in-person craft, Denise is like the first one done. I don't know how she does it. Except one. What was it? There was one you were struggling with. We were laughing, but anyway. Okay, I'm going to cut out 3 more and then we'll move on. Kelly, how are you doing? You're the only one I haven't heard from. And Lindsay, are you done cutting? What shape did you guys do, Denise? Let me know. I'm just curious what everybody's doing. What other businesses are out there that I need to give a plug to? How about my friend Denise at Absolutely Beautiful You Spa? Girl great time to get gift cards, gift certificates, right, Denise? They offer all kinds of things, massages, facials. I don't know what else you're doing at the spa. Sorry. I know you had a couple changes recently. She sells a lot of products. Check out her site. She's got some really cool candles. She carries some really neat teas. What else you got, Denise? Give me some ideas. We'll give you a shout out. But it's a great time to buy gift cards from your hairdressers and things like that. Gives them some money right now that they may need. And you get a haircut later on. Same with a facial or a massage. You know, they need that money now. Let's help them out. Buy a gift card. How about a shout out to the postal workers? I know my guy delivers without gloves or a mask or anything, and I'm gonna leave a mask in my mailbox for him. So he's a great guy. Okay, let's see. Kelly's doing random geometric. Nice. Granny Bee candles are what they sell at Absolutely Beautiful You Spa. So check that out. Define Tea, skincare products. That's right, and cosmetics. She has her own cosmetics. Mascara with lash fiber. You know me, I don't do cosmetics. This is as good as it gets. So if you know what that is, go get some. I can't wear mascara anymore now that I wear glasses all the time. It flutters on the glasses. So that's kind of stinks. But if I ever decide to go contacts, I'll have to invest in some mascara again. All right, Kelly, are you done? Lindsay, how are you doing? I'm on my last one. And then we're gonna get started on the actual meat and potatoes here, which really kind of goes fast. So this shouldn't be, I think cutting out takes the longest part. Okay. Just kind of clean up your workspace. Don't knock your bottle off the countertop like me. Get some of this excess stuff off of here because this part's going to get a little messy. And you may not want to have mess all over everything, okay? So I'm going to put some of this stuff aside and leave out what I need. We don't need the pencil anymore. We don't need the scissors anymore. If you're working on a surface that you don't want to get messy, just get yourself a paper towel, put it down, okay? My countertop, only I can not use it, but it's kind of noisy in the speaker, so I'm gonna put one down. And I'm gonna go get another one that's wet, just to keep for my hand that is going to touch in case I need to wipe it to touch something else, okay? So I'll see you back in 1 second. I'm gonna go get that. Your light, just leave your light for now. Put that off to the side. I'll show you how to do that later. And you can start pouring your Mod Podge in your cup. Get your applicator or your paintbrush, whatever you've got. I think all of you have applicators because you all got kits from me. Okay? And I'll be right back. Mine is still wet inside from trying to get the label off, but it doesn't matter on the inside. As long as your outside is clean, if you had to use like lemon oil to get the residue off, make sure that it's cleaned. I used Dawn on mine to get the grease off. Hold on. This is messy. Give me 1 sec. Okay. If you're using glue, just plain white glue, I didn't give you the recipe for that because everybody had Mod Podge. But if you're using glue, you would use like white glue, just regular white school glue, and it's 1 cup. Ooh, there's something dried up in here. Hold on. Do you see that? Looks like a big snot. Okay. Let me go wash my hand. It would be white glue, 1 cup to 1/3 cup water. That has to be the ratio. 1 cup of glue to 1/3 cup water. Mix it well, and it's the same as Mod Podge. Okay? Works the same exact way. All right, let's get started. So I've got all my little cutouts. I'm doing red, white, and blue, whatever you're doing. You have. Dip your applicator in. Don't go all the way in. I like to use as little as possible. If you oversaturate, your tissue's going to kind of disintegrate. But you want to use enough that it sticks. So you're just going to brush it on. And we're going to do like a section at a time. Okay? You see how it's kind of like you can still see through it? That's what you want. I start at the bottom. You can start at the top. Doesn't matter. You can start in the middle. Grab one tissue. You've got your bottle ready. Just kind of lay it on. Lay it on. Gently pat it down. Okay? And you'll see it'll kind of lay out. If it's too wet, it's going to wrinkle up. Okay? So that's all. And then you just decide where you want to put other ones. So I'm going to put one this way, kind of up next to it. You can overlap them. If you want to see Eric's, you can see he overlapped his. Doesn't matter, however you want to make it. Okay? He left some gaps in his so the light would shine through. And then when you need more, just dip your brush in. Something in my brush. What the heck's going on here? Lots of technical difficulties today. Brush it. If you go over your previous one, it's okay. We're going to do that anyway. But just try to keep everything as not saturated as possible. Okay? But you can go over it. If you go over it too hard and it kind of bubbles up, I'm trying to make it do it, now it's not. Just go back over, flatten it out. Let me see if I can lift a side up. So let's say you were brushing it on. Mine's already sticking. Hold on. Well, anyway, if you were brushing this on and it collapsed this part up here, just go the opposite way and smooth it out. Okay? I'm trying to do this in the video. I'm not very good at it. Okay? And then just keep going. So now I'm going to make a white one. Sometimes they stick together, so make sure you just have one. This one I'm going to kind of overlap a little bit. See, that one's stuck. Can you see the white? I kind of overlapped it right here on the red. Just smooth it down. Okay? And just keep going. Isn't that easy? Elmwood Fine Tea. Yeah, it's good tea. I can't remember which one I had at the last crafty party at the spa, but it's good. Kelly's done. Mine was not. Wet too. I was wondering if that was okay. Yeah, on the inside, Kelly, that's fine. Because remember, you're going to have to let it sit for a night anyway before you handle it to put the lights in. So it's fine. Okay? And we're just going to keep going. How about a shout out to Kelly for, oh, I'm going to forget the name of your company, Ocala Realty. I hope that's it. She's still showing houses. People are still wanting to move here. So that's a good thing, right? I'm going to put one over here, kind of, see, and then just smooth it down gently. See that? Everybody's coming out okay? Anybody having any issues getting their tissue paper? Do you put a layer of glue over the tissue? Yes, when we're all done. Let's get the tissue on, and then once it kind of dries a little bit and sets that tissue paper, you don't want to do it now because the more you brush over it, the more your tissue paper might crinkle up. So just leave it, keep going, and then at the end we'll do a whole layer, and that's why I'm saying you need to let it dry overnight before you put the light in, because you won't be able to handle it. Ocala Realty World, I knew I was going to get it wrong. She got a new buyer under contract last night. Woot woot! That's awesome. I know she picked up her kid on her way to go show a house, so go Kelly. Times are tough for everyone. We gotta give each other a shout out, don't we? So for those of you that have shared my page in the last couple weeks, I appreciate it. I'm up to, I don't know, 107 likes on my Get Crafty page. And the more that I get, the better chance I have of becoming an affiliate of like Joann's or Amazon, things like that, where, oh, I can't see where I put the white one. Maybe I shouldn't do white. So that if I end up continuing to do virtual classes, and let's say like I had posted the link to Amazon where you could get the supplies when you could get supplies, like obviously not during the virus because that's kind of crazy right now, we know. Then, you know, I can put links right to Amazon or Joann's or Michael's or what have you, and put it right in my website. So that would be awesome if I get enough views. Right now they're telling me no because I don't have enough followers. So whatever. I will be doing a live jewelry show. This is from Nancy. I will be doing a live jewelry show today at 4. She'd love to see any of you there. I am in a contest, so interest would be appreciated. Go to my site and like so I can see you. Yep, and like I said at the beginning, Nancy, you weren't on. I told them I got this from you with the earrings. $5, lead-free, nickel-free. You do live shows a couple times a week. And yeah. So this one I'm going to do white, but you see how it's kind of like overlapping the bottom of the bottle? So I'm going to just stick it down, and either you can try to wrap it down or you can just cut it. So I'm going to grab my scissors and just cut it because it's not going to show down there. I'm just going to cut that little piece off and then smooth it. You'll see the bottles that we've used are pretty flat, but once you start to get up to the neck, you'll see where your tissue paper gets a little warbly, but it's okay. Anyone have anyone else they'd like to plug? Maybe that's not even on here that we know is struggling and needs a boost. I know there's not many of us on here, but every little bit helps. And maybe we can grow this virtual class so that people from around the country can join. That's my goal. Wouldn't that be awesome? And I'm going to try to do something maybe on Zoom where it can be like an actual party. But from what I understand, Zoom is only 40 minutes long, and yeah, these typically tend to last more than that. So we're going to work it out and see what we can figure out. Lindsay, I haven't heard from you. How are you doing? You getting your tissue paper on? See, I told you this part was easy. I'm trying to pick crafts that have like simple supply lists. My cousin Naomi just joined. Yay! That makes me excited. She's in Chicago, folks, where it's cold. Ugh. Now I forgot what I was going to say. I'm trying to pick crafts that have really simple supply lists. You know, it's different when we do them in person and I can supply all the supplies. But when we're doing something like this and you have to go get your own, now I was able to supply kits from my local people. So I'm trying to do things that are simple, cost effective, and we know the the craft stores are kind of crazy right now. You know, you can only do curbside, so you can't really pick out your own stuff and all that. So, you know, I'm trying to keep it easy. But if anybody has anything they want to do, you know, I'm open to suggestions. If you've seen something that you want to try, we can certainly do it. The last couple weekends, Denise was part of it. She did my crochet class, and let me show you what we did because it was really awesome. So this is the little lavender sachets that we made. It took us a couple weeks, but we got through it. It's a little hard, you know, when we're not face to face, but over FaceTime and, you know, through the video, we're gonna make it work. So this is what we made, and it has lavender in it, so you can put it in your PJ drawer and it'll smell awesome. You can buy more time on Zoom. House party is free and a lot like Zoom. Okay, Nancy, I have to check that out. So yeah, so I got a couple people crocheting. Denise did it. She said she likes it. I'm just excited to have a crochet partner potentially, because some of my friends don't crochet. That's a sad thing. It's no fun to crochet alone. But Denise is getting ready to finish her little sachet, and a friend of mine who I worked with years and years and years ago, her teenage daughter did my crochet class, and she's still finishing up hers, but I guess she's one of those people who's like a perfectionist, so, you know, when her stitches didn't come out just perfect. But again, you know, it's like everything. You got to practice. You got to keep at it, and eventually it'll work out. So she's still working at it, though. I heard from her mom this morning. But if anyone wants to do a crochet class, that would be the ultimate for me. I'd like that. So here's another one I'm going to put at the bottom, and I'm just going to cut, because can you see it's kind of like long? So I'm just going to cut that off. I don't want to put the stuff on the bottom, because when I let it dry, I want to be able to put it down and not have to worry about it. See how I'm just kind of tapping to get the little air bubbles out? That's all you need to do. What do you think so far? It's hard to see the white, but once the white Mod Podge dries, you'll be able to see the white. And Sandy is very patient. Denise wrote that. I think I'm too dumb to crochet. No. No. Denise, tell her. Denise said, yep, crochet is her new gig. I love it. So, in that note, I think, Nancy, I think you would like it. You can really, I want a class. Can I replay the last class? Yep, all my classes are going to be on replay, either on my Facebook site, or Kenny's trying to load them up to our website, which is a new website that he just created. It's awesome. It's got all kinds of capabilities for us to keep track of past parties and future parties, and it's going to keep a database where I can start emailing people, you know, of upcoming classes or things they might be interested in. It's really awesome. He put a lot of hours into it, and he's really proud of it. So please check it out. And if you're there, you can log in, sign up for a whatchamacallit, a membership. It's free. I mean, you can't go wrong with free. So on the crochet note, Nancy, I'm going to show some of my stuff while y'all are still gluing. So it's kind of worn, it's kind of misshapen, but it's a dishcloth. Really simple. I mean, it's a square. Can't go wrong with that in crochet. Really simple. Denise, you would know what this is because this is just a single crochet, which is what we did on those bags. And instead of going around the top, it's just back and forth. So we could do something like this, which is really simple. This is going to be, I think, my next one, because I really was digging these. I don't know. Sometimes I make something and I impress myself. So this is really cool. It's just a little crochet bracelet with beads. Can you see it? Really, really cool. I got some green little crochet thread and yellow beads, and I'm gonna make them my son's school colors for next year, because hopefully we'll be back by then and we'll have sports. So I can, you know, give them to the athletes' parents and such. And then here's my patriotic one. Really, really easy. Looks really hard. Really easy. Really, really easy. I know everybody could do this. So Nancy, even you could do this. Let's see, let me catch up on some comments. Love using them. I don't know what them is because you're behind me now. Did you figure out that yarn color? I posted that, Nancy. Did you not get it? That was Denise's yarn. I want to say it was called Monet. It was really fancy. Denise, if you remember, I think that's what it was. The other thing I've been crocheting is these little market bags. We have the downtown market where I go get produce sometimes. Took Mom a few weeks, well, right before all this started. Made her a little bag, and we filled up our bags and did our little shopping. Here's another one. Oops. Very simple crochet. This one's a little bit bigger, but you get the idea. Little handles. Perfect. Perfect for the market. Just to go and pick up your produce or your little whatevers. So we could do crochet with that. Yeah, anything. We could do anything. Let's see. Dish towel. Yeah, the little dish rag. Yes, Monet. Monet is the name of that yarn, Nancy. It's by Red Heart. I think it's in the Super Saver line, and it's called Monet. It was beautiful yarn. I really liked it. I used what I had on hand. I made my stepdaughter a really pretty Afghan out of this yarn. You know, she's into the pink and turquoise. So I made a really pretty Afghan for her. Nancy likes the bag. Thanks, Denise, for the yarn. And Nancy's daughter Laura wants to learn too. Funny story, I met, gosh, how old would Laura have been when I met her? We lived across the street from Nancy, and my brother and sister-in-law lived next door, so we called it the Triad. We had like this little triangle thing going, and needless to say, that neighborhood has probably not been the same since, but you know, it was fun while it lasted, wasn't it, Nancy? We had some good times. Especially her husband. I might have told the story last time, but it's so funny. He became hard of hearing, and he needed hearing aids. So, you know, he'd be across the street. We had big lots in that neighborhood, so it would be quite a ways. And you'd see Don outside, and you'd yell, "Hey, Don!" and you'd wave. And he would literally, like, kind of be looking at you and turn around and walk in the house, and you'd be like, "Oh my gosh, you know, like, what did I do?" Well, he didn't have his hearing aids in, so that was always fun. Yep, Kelly, we're going to do all the way up the bottle. I'm getting carried away talking, but yeah, we're just going to keep going and going. You're going to keep laying them on there all the way up. Like I said, this part goes fast, so if you get ahead, that's cool. Oop, I had two on that one. I made Nancy's granddaughter a crocheted blanket. It was like one of the first ones I had tried when I got back into crocheting. I had learned years ago from my grandmother, and you know, having a baby, you don't get time like that. And Eric was a little older, and Nancy's daughter was having a baby, and so I gave it a shot, and it was one of my first ones. It was really pretty. It was like purple and brownish, which was the color of the nursery. It was really fun. And Laura was 14 when I met her. Now she's grown and has a baby. How about that chicken? I don't remember the chicken. But you did have a, what was it? A lamb, Harry? Her daughter was doing FFA, and she was raising a, what was it, a sheep? I don't remember, but Harry got loose in the neighborhood. So we were all on chasing Harry down. We had some good times. All right, so keep going. See, I'm going up to the top. I'm not quite gonna nail that little lip yet, but when you do, you'll see you're gonna have to start smoothing it out really well, because it's gonna tend to wanna buckle on you. All right, I'm gonna get moving here because I'm slowing everybody down. You found your hooks. Do you mean crochet hooks? No, it was the ham. Nancy, it was the ham. It's the ham. It was the ham, not the chicken. Yeah, I'm not going to tell that story right now. And I'm not going to tell Laura's age either. I'm not going to out her, but it's been a long time that I've known that family. And Kelly I met through speed skating. Our kids did speed skating together, and that's how we became friends. I don't even know how many years ago that was, Kelly, do you? It was a while. I'm trying to think of how old Eric was when he started. And Denise, we talked about last time that I've known her since Eric was in kindergarten, because she was the PTO president and roped me in to do that. So I did that for a little while. So yeah, I've known everybody for a long time. No, I did. Yes, the ham. Yep, the ham. That was quite the story. All right, how's everybody doing? Shoot me a message. Let me know how you're coming along. I'm getting almost done. I just got a little bit left, and then I'm going to show you how to do the neck. I told you this craft would be easy. On 06 or 07? Oh wow, yeah, maybe 06. So that's been a while. Denise, and you still love me. Yeah, you sent me to the wolves, Denise, with the PTO people. I still love you though. It was just a rougher group when I got there, as we know. They beat me up pretty bad, but that's okay. All right, so I'm almost to the part of the neck. You see? It looks kind of wonky now because the glue is still white, but it's gonna dry clear. And yeah. And I think I know who I'm gonna send this one to. You know, it's funny because I do these crafts and I always have to make like a demonstration one to take pictures of beforehand, and then in the class I make one, and you know, sometimes Eric will make one with me or whatever. So then I'm left with all these things and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with them? So I'm going to start giving them away, but I think I know the special person that I'm going to give this one to. It's a friend of Eric's who graduated last year. He just finished boot camp at the Air Force, and he's in tech school right now. And his mom and I have kind of kept in touch on Facebook, and I've kind of lived vicariously through her because, you know, that'll be Eric next year. So I'm kind of following her journey, and I think I'm going to give this to her. Hopefully she's not, I don't think she's on. She's busy making face masks. But I think I'm going to send this to her. Let's see. How's everyone doing? Are we ready to go on to the neck? Because I'm ready to show you. Let's see. I'm going to go up here. See if I can do this backwards. Uh-oh. Denise, you're going to have to wait 1 minute. See, you're going to have to just gingerly push it down. It's going to wrinkle. Can you see the wrinkles in it? it's going to have wrinkles. So just keep playing with it and push it down. Spread it a little bit if you can without tearing it. See, and it'll have lines in it. Where'd it go? But it's flat. Well, maybe not this part over here. Try to get it as flat as you can. So if it does have a wrinkle, just push it flat. Okay? You don't want any bubbles in it. Hold on. Okay, we've got, I don't know if this will pick it up. Let me make it bigger. That's beautiful. Wow, look at this. That's Denise's bottle. Isn't that awesome? I love the colors. You're a color person, Denise, because we like your yarn and we like the colors you used for your bottle. That's awesome. If anyone else wants to text me a picture, and then when we're done, if y'all would go on and do a review or post something on my Get Crafty page, I would really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm trying to build up my following to be able to get in an affiliate program. So the more we can build each other's businesses, the better. All right, I'm just working on my neck part here. I'm not going to do any more showing towards the camera because it's not easy. Just keep pushing it down. Make sure there's no bubbles. If you get a wrinkle, just pat it down until it's flat. It'll wrinkle, but just so it's not air under it, if that makes sense. If you lay it down from one end of the heart to the other, it won't have wrinkles. Good job, Lindsay. See, y'all are awesome. Okay, oh, look at our next bottle. Wow. This is Kelly's bottle. I don't know, that's pretty cool too. She didn't, whoops, this is hard to do backwards. She didn't use the purple I gave her. You made a liar out of me. But that's really cool. And I think we have one more. Let's see. Oh. Oh, nope, that was from my military man who's going to be picking up a mask, who happens to be Lindsay's father. Okay, here's Lindsay's. Nice color choices too. And see how, oh, that's so hard. See how hers has the gaps, so her lights will shine through a little more, but you'll still see the hearts. So that's awesome. You guys are doing a great job. What do you think, Nancy? You're not making one, but what do you think of these? If you're still on, give them a shout out. And then when you guys, when we're all done, if you've taken like in between pictures and final pictures when everything's done with your lights and all that, maybe tomorrow, please post it and get your friends to post. Hold on. I found a super colorful pack of tissue paper this morning in Publix. Nice! Nice, Kelly. I guess you didn't want mine. And this is what Nancy's texting me. Since she's not doing the craft, she's going to show you some earrings. We're going to support each other. Those are pretty funky. Those are a wild color. Alright, I'm going to keep going here because I'm almost done. And then I'm going to show you guys how to finish this. And then you can go on with your day. What time is it? We've been at this just over an hour. Well, with technical difficulties, about an hour. So, let me get this done. You can go up the neck all the way if you want. This one we did not. Up to you. All up to you. You could try Lindsay's technique of starting at one end and kind of smoothing it over and see if you can get it to lay flat. Eric and I think we had different tissue paper the first time around and maybe it wasn't as good, so we had a really hard time. And I think he was putting the Mod Podge on a little too heavy. He tends to be a little heavy-handed. So, alright, let's get this down. You just want to make sure you have no air. Okay. And you can kind of see the difference from the top where it's really white to now the bottom. See, it's starting to dry where it's clear. See that? So that's what it'll look like when it's done. It won't look white. So that's pretty cool. I told you guys this would be an easy craft, but yet it's so cool. And like I said, if you did, you know, sports colors or whatever kind of colors you wanted, I could make my son's high school team. He plays lacrosse. I thought that would be cool to put out at lacrosse season for him, along with my little bracelets. So if you guys have something you want to do next time, put it in the comments, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Yep, Nancy, I showed it. I just got your message. Remember, it's delayed, so. If you want to do crochet, if you want to do another something like this, where it's different, let me know. I'd love to be able to go on live twice a week. It's just not going to happen. Not with work right now. But, you know, we'll get through. Now, I think for the neck, I'm going to try something different here. The worst that can happen is it doesn't work and I pull it off. That's what I like about forgiving crafts, you know. Some of these crafts are very forgiving, that if you mess up, you can redeem yourself, start over. Just like painting, you know, if you're a painter, you mess up, you just go over your canvas again. No biggie. I think up here I'm going to put a red heart. I'm going to try to show this way. I'm going to just put a red heart this way on the straight part. Instead of trying to go up the lip, I'm just going to put a red heart that way. I don't think it's very straight. Let me turn it around. No. Ugh. There we go. That way. And then I'm going to put a blue heart on the back. Okay? My hands are starting to get sticky, so my wet paper towel comes in handy. Make sure you dry them, though, before you pick up your next piece of tissue paper. Or that could be bad. Crochet mask extenders, right, Denise, we had talked about that. Okay, that one we can do. All right, so who's in for next week? Crochet mask extenders. I think that's a perfect thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, with the masks for the healthcare workers, okay, they're wearing these around their ears for 12-hour shifts. If you've watched the news, you know behind their ears is raw, around their face, because they're not like these masks that they're wearing in the hospital. I've actually had to wear those kind of masks, and they like literally push on your face because you have to have the elastic so tight. So imagine that's behind your ears and pushing here, and they're very thick and you can't breathe. And you have gloves on, and you have gown on, and your head is covered, and you maybe have a face shield over that. So, yeah, I've been in that situation. So imagine, instead of having to have it on your ears, if you crocheted a little strip with buttons, okay, if you haven't seen it, that goes behind the head, so you can button and button, okay, and it's not behind your ears. So that's what the mask extenders are for the healthcare workers who are literally on the front lines, and their ears are just, you know, shot. There's nothing we can really do about the face part. That has to fit, and like I said, it's really hard to breathe through. If you've ever had to do it, if you're in healthcare, it's not fun. Maybe doing something like the keychains. We can make cute ones. What kind of keychains, Lindsay? Like crochet? We could make them like the beaded bracelets. We could certainly do something like that. You know, whatever you want to do. You let me know. All right. Everybody done with their bottle? This is mine. Can't really see the white hearts yet, but you will. So I'm going to give this a minute to dry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our applicator and gently go over the whole thing to kind of seal it. This is a good time if you see anything sticking up to go back around your bottle. If there's any air pockets or any corners, they'll start to lift on you and you don't even know it. Or maybe it's a part where you overlapped, like right here. Let me see if I can show you. I gotta stand up. I don't think it's gonna show, but right here where this red and this blue meet, because I didn't have glue on the red under the blue, it's kind of like lifting. So I'm gonna just go back and gently peel that glue back and put a little bit of glue back there. Oh no, I'm not. I'm just gonna go over it and hope it seeps in. So anything like that, push down the air bubbles, get your corners tucked in, especially on the bottom. I have a corner right here that's lifting. You can see that? So I'm gonna just put some glue under there. I've got another corner lifting over here. So just play with it for a couple minutes, get it to where you like it. You want all those little corners kind of tucked in before we do the final psh, 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 psh. Otherwise everything will go and ruin your bottle. Okay? Get everything tucked in best you can. Okay, you guys let me know when you're done and then we'll move on. I am in what time? Oh, next week? Probably the same time next week. I've been sticking to Saturday mornings at 11. It seems to work for people. So that's probably what we'll stick with. And if you don't have yarn and all that, I heard that cotton works best for them because it washes well. You know, they're washing their masks all the time, and imagine, you know, they're washing the headband part too. But if you only have acrylic, it washes. Some people say you shouldn't wash acrylic yarn, but my mom made me an Afghan when I was maybe 10, and I'm almost 50, and it's still, I wash it and dry it, and it's fine. So whatever you have, I think they'd just be glad to get. I have a bunch of old buttons. I don't even know where they came from. So I've got buttons, and I've got yarn, and yeah, I plan on making some of those. And they're very easy. They're just like a little tiny strip. That's it. So they go fast. I've seen some that are heart-shaped. I might attempt some of those just on my own time, just because. But we can certainly do those. Is that what you're talking about, Nancy? Is the mask extenders for next week? What time? I'm thinking Saturday at 11. Let me know. Lindsay, I have supplies if you want to do that one too. Kenny's out cutting the grass. It must be hot. But he's playing air guitar as he's pushing the lawnmower. It's kind of funny. All right. Hopefully everybody's got their corners tucked in and their air bubbles out. Now we're just going to take a little bit and we're going to go over the whole thing. I wouldn't recommend a heavy drag. A nice, easy drag. Okay? Again, I always start at the bottom. I don't know why. If you want to start at the top, start at the top. You just want to go over the whole thing. And remember, it dries clear. So you can go where there's no tissue paper and it'll still dry clear. Okay? I'm going to go down on this one because this down here is a little loose. All right? Gently, gently. And you'll see it's white. And when it dries, it will be clear. Okay, so just do little strips all the way around. Keep working your way up or down. And you'll be able to see where you started and then you move on to the next section because it's white. I still have everybody? You're awfully quiet. I wish we had like capability to speak with each other. I'm gonna work on that for next week. See, if I get one that's wanting to pop up, I just kind of dab it. Okay, so this is the last step that we're going to do today together, and then I'm going to show you about the lights. But like I said, you probably want to let this dry good for a couple hours, maybe even overnight. You know, and if you find yours dries and you want to put another coat of glaze over it, by all means, you know, there's nothing stopping you. Everybody uses a different, you know, amount of glue, so you know, you may find you want to do yours again just to secure everything. If anyone local wants yarn for next week or a hook, I don't know about hooks, but I might have a couple. And I can definitely get you yarn, a closet full of yarn. So we can do that. And then what I was going to say is like Michael's and Joann's. I don't think Hobby Lobby's open anymore. I think they closed now. But they have curbside pickup, so you can order online and just pick up at the door. So that works. So if you need buttons, you can do that. So I'm almost done. How are you guys doing? I have no yarn, I think you mean. Can I get it from Joann's? Yep. I'm interested in learning to crochet. Cool. Yep. And that would be an easy one. That's even easier than the lavender sachets. Because it's just a really small amount. We could do those pretty quick. Alright, I just have the neck of the bottle left, and then I'll show you what to do with the lights. See how it makes it white so you kind of know where you've been. When you're done with this part, let me know so I know I can move on. Just shoot me a message in the comments. Nancy, it would have been nice if you could have gotten a kit from me. You could have done this with us. I appreciate you joining us. Don't mind my loud family slamming doors. Alright, so that's that. Where are you going? Oh, Eric's going to Granny's. So I'm going to put that aside. Hold on, Kenny's going to fill his glass with ice. He's hot. I see a part I missed. So I'm going to just go over that real quick. I don't know how I missed that. Do a double take, make sure you got everything. I think that's it. Alright. So we're going to put that aside. Put your glue aside. You may want that again, you may not. I'm going to put mine back in my bottle. Okay. Wipe my hands. Ugh. Now with the lights, you're going to have to be really, really careful. They're very delicate. The wires are really, really thin. So to get your lights, there's like a little metal twist tie. Just take that off. Again, just be gentle with the wire itself that the lights are attached to. Oh, that's actually part of the light. Never mind. They twisted it around itself. Okay. Don't get it tangled. I'm just going to warn you now. Go slow. Take your time. Okay. So see how that just unraveled? And then in order to make the light work, if you flip your switch right now, it's not going to work. There's this little plastic. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Do you see it sticking out right here? If you pull that tab, it activates the battery, and then your lights work. See how cool that is? So very gently, you just want to kind of stretch this out. Leave it coiled though. That's what I'm going to kind of recommend to you. It's like a slinky. Just gently pull it out, but leave it coiled. Okay? Because when you start to stuff it in the bottles, those of you who did the scarecrow with us, you remember how hard it was to stick the straw in the bottle? Kind of the same concept here. And if you were to straighten it all the way, it would just go down to the bottom and everything would be at the bottom. Okay? So you can see if I pull this one out, it's still a little coiled. You may have to play around with it a little bit. Make bigger coils so it kind of stands, if that makes sense. So what I did with this is it was coiled tight, and then I just stick the end in, get that down to the bottom, and then kind of twist around, and hopefully it'll spiral up the bottle. Didn't work out on the other one I did. Sometimes you can just shove them in and it'll work. Let's see how distributed this one is. Oh, now it's not wanting to work. What did I do? Now I broke it. I broke this one. I told you the wires are really delicate. So I'll have to work with this one. But you just kind of gently push it in. Don't pinch the wires, okay? I don't know what happened to this one. All of a sudden it didn't work. Maybe Eric's had it on. So anyway, that's how you're going to put your lights in. Again, it looks like a cork. You could decorate this if you wanted. I left mine. I think it looks like a cork. You don't even have to take it in and out to turn it on and off. Okay, put that up on your shelf at night, turn it on. It's really pretty at night. Gives everything a little bit of glow. All right. If you have issues with that, just let me know. Otherwise, we're done. So we'll say next week, little crochet class. We'll make the headband, the mask extenders. Okay, like I said. And then we can donate those to the healthcare workers and give them a thank you. All right. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Keep us safe. All right, everyone. Bye. Don't forget to post your pictures. Post pictures, please. Thanks. Bye.